Top Rank founder Bob Arum says Anthony Joshua's chin is not up to par. He says it's tissue paper. Well, he didn't say it was tissue paper, but he says it's very suspect. And we're going to talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link. It does help the channel. When you guys click on that link, you can get ESPN as a standalone app. Might be good at a time like this with a lot of states like mine and places being quarantined. I'm in California, so they urge us not to really go out unless it's a medical emergency or absolute necessity. So if you want to catch up on some stuff, there's a lot that's canceled currently, like a lot of sports and stuff, but they have a backlog of fights on ESPN Plus. They also have docu-series and documentaries you can watch, or you can bundle ESPN Plus with Hulu and Disney Plus, and then that expands the catalog and the selection, and you can get all three of those apps for $12.99. I personally have all three of them, and I use them, especially right now because I can't go nowhere. So if you want to join the Quarantine Corner, click on that link, and again, it does help the channel. Now, Bob Arum, head of CEO and founder of Top Rank, he's talking about Joshua and like just the prospect of what's next for Joshua. And, you know, the conversation has shifted. Some people were talking about Joshua versus Fury possibly, but Bob Arum's been on record saying there's really no point for me to talk about that because my other heavyweight fighter, KUBRAT PULEV, is the mandatory, and that's Joshua's next fight. It was already scheduled, but with this whole Rona, it looks like it's getting pushed back and delayed. You know, I did see Eddie Hearn say that, you know, they may just motion to go straight into the Fury fight, and that's just stupid because obviously boxing and sports and the world, you know, is shut down currently for this pandemic. So why would Deontay Wilder, who pressed and triggered the immediate rematch clause with Tyson Fury, why would he all of a sudden not want to do the immediate rematch when boxing comes back into the picture? So that's the MO. To me, that's just Eddie Hearn doing what he does and clout chasing, talking about something that's not going to happen. You already made flyers and scheduled KUBRAT PULEV and Joshua. This is an unfortunate, rare situation that's happening around the world. So as a result, you know, I would expect things to go back when they do go back to normal and you know, what was previously arranged and negotiated or the previous motion. I don't see why that would change. I don't see why Wilder would all of a sudden not want to fight Tyson Fury. You know, the only real thing is if I guess this took a year to clear up or something, you know, and we're just stuck in this status, but I don't think it'll be like that. But we'll see what happens with this Rona. Now, this is what Bob Arum told in an interview. He says, Joshua, he has no chin. I knew Andy Ruiz prior to his first fight with Anthony Joshua. Every one of Ruiz's fights except for the one with Alexander Dimitrenko, that was promoted by us, meaning Top Rank, because he was signed to Top Rank before he moved over to Al Heyman and company and PBC. He says, so we are the experts on Andy Ruiz. We know how good he is. We know what he lacks. We know he has fast hands, a pretty good chin. I think he has more than a pretty good chin, but that's just my opinion. But he's not a knockout guy. Trust me, look at his record. He fought a lot of ham and eggers, and he couldn't knock them out. See, this is the only thing with Bob Arum saying that. He just mentioned that he hosted all of the fights. You know, it's like he's trying to slay. I don't know. Ever since Andy Ruiz went to Al Heyman, he keeps trying to diss Andy Ruiz. He's talking about he fought a lot of ham and eggers, but you just said that you controlled all of his fights except for the Joshua fights and then the Dimitrenko fight. So then you fed him the ham and eggers. So that's kind of weird. You're basically kind of dissing yourself. But anyway, it's just a sidebar. He goes on to say the fact that he knocked out Anthony Joshua the way he indicates to me that, or he said in that way, the way it happened, indicates to me Joshua's chin is very, very suspect. If you compare Ruiz with Pulev, Pulev is a much better fighter than Andy Ruiz. Therefore, what I've said is Ruiz can knock out Joshua, then Pulev has an even better chance to knock him out. End quote. So my thoughts on that, you know, to me, I told you, I came up with the term fighter talk and promoter talk. Like right now, I like Ryan Garcia, but it's fighter talk. He's going back and forth, calling out Tank and saying he wants to fight, knowing that Golden Boy has never made a motion to make that happen. That's one thing. Second, they were supposed to spar, and Golden Boy is the one that put a halt to them sparring in LA. That's the second thing. And then the third thing is that we're going through this Rona situation. So it's not really feasible, or it's not likely. So, you know, I'm not really trying to hear nobody's call outs at the moment when there's all of the world and all of sports, and, you know, we're just trying to rebuild and get things back on track. So it makes no sense to be calling someone out. So to me, again, that's the phrase I coined, fighter talk, and I also have one called promoter talk. So a lot of what Bob Arum said is promoter talk. You know, it's possible he thinks KUBRAT Pulev could knock out Joshua, but he's doing too much to me and making it sound like Pulev is just light years ahead of Andy Ruiz, and I don't believe that. I think Andy Ruiz is more popular, Andy Ruiz made more money, and I think Andy Ruiz is more of a knockout artist and more than a pretty good chin. I think he's really durable. Joshua hit him with some solid rights, and, you know, he never even dropped in the rematch, and he wasn't even in great shape. So I think Arum is, you know, a little bit scoring and, you know, taking shots at him and undermining him a little bit. Because if you really think about it, KUBRAT Pulev, he had a fight in Fresno against Rydell Booker, and that's a ham and egger. That's someone that, like, the world doesn't know in general, and he struggled with him, and he didn't even look good in that fight, you know. And then he had that whole Jin Sushi stuff. So to be honest, KUBRAT Pulev, he's 40, and, you know, you're not going to convince me that he's just way better than Andy Ruiz, you know, based on what? He lost to Klitschko, and Joshua beat Klitschko. You know, I'm not really trying to do a triangle theory, but I'm just saying, what are we basing it off of? Joshua beat Klitschko, knocked him out, and then Andy Ruiz knocked out Joshua. Meanwhile, Klitschko fought against KUBRAT Pulev and stopped him in like the 5th round and destroyed him. So we'll see. I do think KUBRAT Pulev, if Joshua is not serious, I don't, you know, I do think Joshua is there's some truth to what Arum's saying. I think Joshua, for lack of a better word, was exposed in his 2019, but not just in his loss to Andy Ruiz, but also in his victory. His victory, the way he had to achieve victory was, you know, still kind of very telling, I guess you could say, because he was on his bike a lot unnecessarily type of thing, you know, and I think that showed me that Joshua is not what he was built up as, you know, and I'll probably expand on that in another video, but that's really all I wanted to say. Let me know what you guys think. Is Joshua's chin very, very, very suspect, as Bob Arum suggested? Do you give KUBRAT Pulev a shot to beat Anthony Joshua? Let me know that stuff in the comment section. Is this promoter talk? Is there some truth to it? Drop that in the comment section and let me know what you guys thinking. Hope everyone's being safe out there. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego. Signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.